Now, as y'all see what's happening on Friday, I know a lot of y'all don't give a fuck about Troy Ave at this point. You know what I mean? Y'all made fun of him and all that type of shit. I don't think I really said nothing bad about the nigga. You know what I mean? I don't really care about personal shit as far as financial or album sales, you know what I mean? But when it comes to the mixtape game, he does have an interesting catalog. Now, the White Christmas joint, in my personal opinion, is solid. I remember him being on the Breakfast Club back in the day when he had, what was it, Bricks in My Backpack, I think 3 or some shit. And that's when I discovered who Troy Ave was. I think it was Bricks in My Backpack 3 around that time. And he been up there a couple times. And if you go back and watch a lot of Troy Ave interviews on the Breakfast Club, I started to see, you know, him develop as an artist. Like, okay, he came up there this time. He kind of looked at whatever. And you could just tell he's progressing, you know, through his career. Even Charlamagne was giving him that. So I'm like, who is this nigga? Like, I always heard of him, but never checked his joints out. And it happened to be a time when I was a huge fan of DJ Drama Gangsta Grills. You know what I mean? So I'll go back and listen to all the old school Gangsta Grills. And it came to be around the time White Christmas 2 came out. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to check this joint out. But before that, I went and checked out White Christmas, the original one. And I was like, okay, you know, he's cool, you know, nothing bad. You know what I mean? He rap, you know, similar to 50, but he still got his own like little niche or whatever you want to call it. And I was just like, all right, that was solid. Now White Christmas 2. That shit was fire. I don't care what nobody say. Like, y'all can front on that nigga all y'all want for his album sales and all that shit. Rick Ross did 50,000. Who cares? He put out a dope project. It's not about the numbers. It's about the product. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to this. You know, I don't feel like the little reloaded joint he put out was worth it. You know, I definitely felt he should have waited for that. I was like, yeah, that was whatever. His debut album was dope as fuck. The second one wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? I couldn't find that shit nowhere though. But other than that, it is what it is. But we got White Christmas 3 dropping on Friday. So with that being said, I thought it was interesting. You know, I was like, well, at least, you know, nothing is stopping him, you know, from his grind and him continuing his success. You know what I mean? And I couldn't admire that. You know what I mean? I always thought the White Christmas mixtape series was dope. And like I say, when you gonna do a trilogy, you have to have it be where you're elevating from 1 to 2, and this is the third one. And I'm not gonna sit there and listen to it and be biased if it's like whack or whatever and be like, oh, that shit was dope because I like the series. Nah, I feel like each time you do a mixtape series, it has to be better than the last one because that's how you elevate. And I feel like White Christmas 2 was fucking incredible. Not everybody gonna feel that way, but that shit was dope to me. You know what I mean? It just fit. You know, Drama, you know how he can sometimes overdo it with the ad-libs and shit. Everything fit. The production fit, his flow, his cadence. You know what I mean? The way he put his songs together, it was dope. And I do remember on my old channel, I think I did review it. I reviewed that shit. You know, on Mr. Fresh Sneakers. No, Hip Hop and Kicks. No, what channel was it I reviewed that shit on? I think it was like my first channel, or whatever. But that's beyond the point. But I feel like with this joint, I'm hoping that it's something inspirational. You know, I don't want to hear freestyles. I want to hear original music. And I feel like he should just get the shit off his chest. You know what I mean? The album sales, the way he feel like people turned on him for his fans and, you know, people in the business, a lot of fake shit behind the scenes, you know, because we all seen it, but I feel like that's what needs to, basically the elephant in the room. He should just speak on that because I feel like if he don't and he just do the regular, you know, same shit we heard already, like, oh, I came from nothing, nobody gave me nothing, you know what I mean, this is independent grind, yada yada, all that bullshit. I don't want to hear that because we heard that. Like, come with something new, you know what I mean? I think the mixtape cover itself is dope, him and his son, you know, furs and everything like that. That's a good approach, you know what I mean? Not saying it's nothing new, but at the same time, I feel like you put that out there in a way where that's dope. You know what I mean? Talk about how it is being a dad. You know what I'm saying? What it looked like. Because at a certain point in time, we forget as parents, well, I'm not a parent, but if you're a parent, you know, in the industry or doing whatever you do, your kids look at you as a role model. And some kids these days are smart as hell. They be on the internet and they be seeing things like that. Sometimes, you know, a kid can be a certain age and see the backlash of you being an artist and how fans react to certain things. And, you know, what does that look like when if his son is old enough to understand what the internet is and see people, you know, talking about his dad and the emotional hold that it has on him, you know, reflect that in the music. I think that's the part that's missing from music, period, where these artists are just going for the club or, you know, the radio, or it's no personal connection with the music. And I feel like, not saying that Troy Ave can just do it, I think a lot of artists can do it, but it's just me as a music fan, there's certain things when it comes to music that I be wanting to hear. And I feel like with Troy Ave, certain records, he does give that raw emotion that where it's like, fuck, you have to feel that. Like, regardless of everything else, that shit is just, damn. You know, it hits right there. So hopefully this shit is dope. You know what I mean? I don't mean to talk too fucking long. I just felt like I should just say something that was, you know, real or whatever. But I'm anticipating this. I've been anticipating this since White Christmas too, and I don't know what took him so long to actually want to deliver this, you know, product or whatever. But I know y'all not gonna listen to it. Y'all not gonna check it out because y'all go with the hype of everything. If a fucking publication come out and say, oh, it's whack because it didn't sell, y'all not gonna listen to it. And it's like, artists have a fan base for a reason, right? If nobody listens to their music, they won't have a fan base. That means they won't get a deal. Nobody buy their music, we won't never hear from them. You know what I mean? So let's not get it fucked up. It's still people that fuck with Troy Ave, you know, from New York or from wherever. You know, I've seen a lot of comments and shit like that. And nobody really cared about the shit, like, doing so many numbers. Who cares about that? Like, you know what I mean? So look at the music and judge it off that. If the music come out and it's repetitive content, then critique that. But don't look at it like, oh, he only got this many downloads or this many streams. Nobody give a fuck about that. You feel me? So you gotta learn to, if you're gonna review music, like, at least know what you're reviewing and why you're critiquing it, and not just going off what the popular opinion is or what this person says or what that channel does. You know what I mean? Have your own opinion. I think that's what kind of separate me differently. And y'all probably like, why he want to talk about Troy Ave mixtape? Because I enjoy his music. His music not bad. I still listen to his debut album. You know what I mean? I bought the second album. You know, so it's music. It's not bad. You know what I mean? Who cares about the motherfucking the sales at the end of the day? But that's just my opinion. So I will be checking this out on Friday. Y'all will get that review. Also, Pusha T album drop. I doubt I listen to Chris Brown album. I might not. But you know, if I purchase it, it won't be for me. It'd be for a gift for my girl. So yeah, it is what it is. But upcoming mixtape, Troy Ave this Friday. White Christmas 3. What y'all think about that? Yeah. Shout out to all y'all. At this point, I'm just saying nothing, cause I can say nothing. So yeah. Shout out to everybody though. I'm out.